Oh yeah, Hair Remember gives you flashbacks of your childhood friend and suddenly you don't leave her crying back in a village. I get it, I get it. The one time you don't leave one behind is because she reminds you of your childhood friend. Uh, that's my thoughts on episode 10 of Spirit Chronicles. So let's jump into it. Yeah, basically open up this episode. Yeah, Rio is in bed along with this girl that, of course, we find out is a spirit. And this is a person-shaped spirit. All the girls of his harem are all shocked because he's in bed naked with her. And yeah, she says that she doesn't remember anything. She just knows that she is a spirit that is bonded to him. She doesn't even recall the moment they first met, that she appeared when he was younger and showed him how to use spirit art, which is kind of curious. But yeah, she does claim that they are connected. She has made a covenant with him. She doesn't know anything about it. She just knows that she has a covenant. They go to see Dryas, and Dryas kind of mentioned the idea that, hey, you don't remember anything. That's kind of weird. Typically, spirits do recall their selves before they ascended, and it seems like you don't. But she does ask, what kind of element are you akin to? And she says all of them, which is, again, another shocking thing, which is not shocking to anybody watching this show because Rio overpowered. But they have him to kind of display this power and having a quick duel between Rio and this girl that he ends up naming Aisha. And so the fight between Aisha and Rio happens. She's obviously using all the elements. He's using all the elements. They're pretty much on par with each other. And eventually they get stopped because they're going to destroy the entire village because overpowered Rio. But it was nice because they kind of accept Aisha to the village, obviously, because she is a spirit. Dryas trains her in order to be seemingly controlling her powers because she feels that she's a threat as she was just born. So she kind of shows her the ways of being a spirit. And eventually, Rio pretty much says, hey guys, by the way, I'm leaving tomorrow, as he usually does. And so all the girls of his harem are all sad, including Latifa. They have a cute little moment with Latifa and Rio in the bath, obviously, because of the bath, where she's washing his back. But it was a cute scene because it finally connects the two of them before they were dead, in the idea that, yes, she was on the bus with him. She goes, I was on a bus and we got in a wreck. And he's like, wait, was it in a train? So yeah, he finally acknowledges that it was this little girl that was sitting across from him that is now in Latifa's body. But not only that, but it continues to solidify the fact that Rio is Haruto. Like I mentioned before, I was always kind of confused by the fact that they had this kind of back and forth. I thought it was really cool, the idea that the person that Haruto had basically went inside of his body, that person retained themselves. And I almost thought that it was going to be a thing where the two of them, the two selves, Rio and Haruto, were constantly at war with each other and who would be control of the destiny of this person. But it does seem like this point that they're just really kind of laying it out that he's Haruto. I really don't, ever since that conversation, well, technically ever since originally when Rio said, well, this thing came in my body, I'm still Rio, I'm still going to go see my mother and all this kind of stuff. Ever since that scene, I've never seen them mention the idea that he is Rio. Ever since then, every conversation that has kind of strayed towards that conversation, it has always been, I'm Haruto. I'm Haruto that has gone into this body, and for some reason, I am doing what Rio wanted. Either that or it's just them meshing together. Like, they have become one at this point. Even though he knows himself as Haruto, a person that was in Japan, he himself has this desire to fulfill these wishes, to avenge his mother, to all these. He just now has two mothers and two fathers and two selves that have become one. And that's the only way that I can really kind of put it in a sense that makes sense. Because, again, everything else doesn't really make sense regarding the two personas. And I know there's probably going to be a lot of people in the comments about the source material. Don't be offended by me explaining it that way, because my point of view is this is what the anime has told me. It's not so much that I'm saying something that is opposite to what you know about in the manga or the light novel, whatever. It's just this is what the anime is telling me. And that's perspective that I have. And I'm sure that's probably just it was adapted wrong. They skip stuff, I'm sure. So yeah, he is leaving for the Stall region, but before he leaves, he gets a plethora of crazy overpowered items that I guess the village just somehow scrounged together like, hey, don't forget to give him this. Oh man, I have this. This is my family heirloom. He should probably take this too. Hold on, let me dig up my old grandfather. He has a crazy overpowered ring that would be great for him. No, he gets an earring that changes his hair color because obviously he's wanted by the Beltram Kingdom, whatever. He also gets a portable house with a spa in it and everything. And what was the other thing? Oh, the teleportation stone, because that's very rare too. Let's just give that to him too, so he can come back whenever he wants. He's got a World of Warcraft Hearthstone now, apparently. So yeah, as they're going, he says, I need to go see Celia first. So we're gonna go to the Beltram Kingdom, and he gets there, goes looking around, eventually goes to see Celia in her chambers, her old school chambers where she was working from, and it's empty. They end up using some kind of mind sleep truth thingy on some guy and ask her where Celia is. Oh, she's in the royal palace. Well, why is she there? Well, they're wary of Duke Huguenot's actions. Like his faction's gonna do something. Which, for those that are forgetting, Huguenot was the guy is the family that Stuart is a part of. Stuart was the big brother of Latifa, the one that trained her as an assassin. So there's that kid. But yeah, apparently this Huguenot faction is going to move, and that's why they're trying to keep Celia safe in the royal palace. Because apparently Celia is is set to wed Charles. So the Arbut family apparently is taking her in. So, and again, for those that don't remember, because I wouldn't blame anybody for not remembering, I had to kind of refresh myself. Charles is the guy that beat the living crap out of Rio initially, and then Rio, basically pushed his face in when they had a duel together. So now here's my concern. And I told my brother this. If we open up the next episode and come to find out that Charles, the only reason he is wedding Celia is because he wants to get back at Rio because 10 years ago he beat him in a duel, I'm going to be extremely annoyed. This better be an actual power move. I don't recall them ever really kind of pointing out the significance of Celia. I know that she was important because she was this brainiac child that obviously is probably a noble. Otherwise, I don't think she would be in the position she is. But she's just a teacher. She's a teacher of nobles. And she's a child genius that somehow started teaching children at the ripe age of 10, which doesn't make any sense, but we'll go with it. I really hope this isn't going to be as dumb as Charles wants to wed her to get back at Rio. If it lays it out like that, I'm going to be extremely annoyed. I'm assuming not, based on the idea that, again, we do have the Huguenots are apparently going to make their move. And so the Arbors, I think the Arbor family is essentially wedding her at the same time. But we'll see. Obviously, it seems like Charles has still some power, even though he basically looked like an idiot in front of everybody for a long time. But nobles will be nobles. But we'll see. We'll see. This show has not really... It's been fun, but I don't necessarily see this show doing anything incredible at the same time. It hasn't really shown me that it can do something incredible. But everybody in the comments keeps saying, just wait. 2 more episodes. It's going to get crazy. I'm assuming so, because next episode is probably going to have at least maybe Rio kill Charles. I don't know. But we'll see. I'm assuming he's going to do something really nasty to Charles because he didn't treat him too well when he was younger. I was kind of laughing because I kind of like I said, I've kind of forgotten Charles, to be honest. So when Rio hears that, Celia is wedding Charles, it's like, well, why is your immediate assumption that something's bad? It's like, so she's wedding somebody. What if it's her choice? I mean, are you angry because she's okay with marrying somebody that you don't like? I don't know. It could be a little bit of jealousy there. You did leave her behind. You did not contact her for many, many years. I think you're the bigger jerk than Charles. I'm sorry. Again, I go back to my last impressions. I think Rio is kind of a dirtbag, but we'll see. That's my impressions on episode 10 of Spirit Chronicles. Looking forward to next episode. If you like this video, please leave a like down below. Comment and let me know what you thought of the episode. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video if you can. Support us on Patreon if you can. And y'all take care.